Here with Arkansas head coach Sam Pittman. And Sam, first things first, you had a great summer working on your lake house.
Yeah.
Pretty soon it's going to be done.
Yeah, it's close. We got to build up a fence so nobody can see me. You know, that's not for me. That's for them. But it's close, and we went down there and really enjoyed a couple of weeks down there.
Nice. So you made some coordinator changes this offseason. Yeah. Barry Odom out, Travis Williams and all his energy in on the defense, and then Dan Enos coming in, a guy who's familiar with Arkansas. So what led to those changes?
Well, let's start with Barry. Barry got the head coaching job at UNLV. Very happy for him. Did a wonderful job of helping us change the program. You know, when he leaves, that was one of my biggest concerns of losing coordinators. I loved both of them, Barry and Kendall. Kendall went to TCU. So I go out and I interview, and I'm about on my fourth or fifth interview, and I interview Travis Williams. Two things stuck out. He's a man of faith. He's very charismatic. And I'd already watched the tape, so I knew he was very aggressive on defense. And after I got done talking with him, I knew that, you know, the transfer portal, we can gripe about it if we want to, or we can say, okay, if I have one transfer, do I have the coaching staff to bring somebody in whom we might perceive as better? He made me feel that way. And I called Hunter right when I left, Mr. Yurchek, our AD, and said, okay, this is a hire. With Dan, I'd worked with him at 15. You know, we had 3 seasons. We've had over 6,000 yards. One of them was in 15 when Dan was offensive coordinator. I've always thought he was a brilliant game day caller. Called him. He said he wanted to come to Arkansas. You know me, I like loyal, and I like guys that want to want Arkansas. And he did, and Travis Williams the same way. So they really were easy hires. And, you know, anytime you want to be a place, it's a lot easier to work with somebody, and they both have been really easy to work with.
KJ Jefferson is obviously the centerpiece, the leader, the most visible player in this Arkansas program. He's had an interesting career, you know, been with you since the beginning. So, you know, if you could explain when you knew that KJ was the guy and how he's progressed as the leader of this team.
I knew he was a guy at Missouri, even though we lost the game. I think we scored 48.
And that was the COVID year, correct?
That was the COVID year. Going up to the game, KB, Kendall Brown, myself had been on the phone with a portal quarterback, and after the game, we called the young man back and said, "Hey, we don't have a scholarship. This is our guy," and I'm so glad we did, and it's worked out great for hopefully both of us. It certainly has for us. I think it has for him as well. But that's when I knew, and been good ever since.
So he has the new offense. What have you seen from him this offseason, and what does he need to do in this offense to take the next step?
His work ethic has changed, and I'm talking not on the field, because he's always been a hard worker on the field, getting a lot of individual time with Dan, but his off the field intensity, film watching, trying to get the kids together to do a little bit extra with him, things of that nature. I think you can feel that this is his year. He's going to be a senior, all these type things. So his intensity to me has changed.
Defensively, I know it's not where you wanted to be last year.
Yeah.
Pass defense specifically. What does Travis bring to the table specifically? How are you planning on things changing in order to fix that?
Well, I think you have to, you know, even though last year we set a record in sacks for us, you know, but that also tells you they're throwing the ball on you all the time.
Yeah.
But I think you have to get a pass rush, obviously. You have to recruit to be able to play man-to-man coverage. You have to move the quarterback. Some of those things, when you're just rushing 3, it's hard to move the quarterback. He can stand back there because that inside, he can step up because the inside of the pocket isn't getting pressed. We went out specifically in the portal and tried to get some pass rushers. At corner, you have to be able to play man. At hog, at safety, you have to be able to play man. So I think we are there. I'm going to like our aggressive style on defense. I like our 4-down package that we have, and we'll see what happens.
When you got this job, things were rather structured, especially at the end of the season. Now, roster management has become really, really difficult for you guys, especially after the season wraps up. What would you like to see in order to maybe provide more structure for you guys during the offseason?
I just think the portal's open too many times and too often, and to have a guy that can that is graduated, that can transfer and then transfer again and then transfer again. I think that has to stop. I think most kids know when they're going to go in the portal, and they go in the portal. I don't think we have to have it open for 4 weeks or 3 weeks or twice. To me, you open it up after the season for a week, and if they want to get in it, and if they don't, then they're on that football team. And roster management, we're worried about recruiting high school players. Well, the way it is right now, if somebody goes in the portal, you don't have a choice but to go get somebody else in the portal. You don't have a choice to add much to your roster from the high school kids. So I think the timing of the portal and the length of the portal needs to change.
We're here with Arkansas star quarterback KJ Jefferson. And KJ, first things first, look at this bling, man. Show this off. What do we got here?
I got an Outback Bowl ring, and then I got the Liberty Bowl ring. And I just got a little watch on, a little cardio watch on.
Nice. Looking good, looking good. So you have had a wild career. And I remember talking to you earlier this summer about the Missouri game a few years ago, the COVID year, where you got put in. And sort of explain what that meant to your career and the statement it made to Arkansas football.
For my career, it was like the jump start of my career. It's where everything really basically took place, where I gained a lot of confidence in my teammates and within the state as well. The state believed in me after that game. So just being able to jump start my career, and it was really fun.
A lot of people have compared your style to Cam Newton. You throw, you're a good passer, but you also possess the ability to run between the tackles. What does that feel like?
It feels amazing knowing that this is my favorite player. I try to mock my game after him. Before each and every game, I watch his highlights, and then basically if you go look at his highlights and my highlights, they're almost similar. So, I try to model my game after him, and it's just also a blessing to be able to be blessed with this talent and also just being able to just go out there and showcase my skills.
Last couple of years, it's been a little bit of a wild ride for Arkansas, ups and downs in the middle of the season. What has that taught you? How are you using that to your advantage this year?
Just being able to be that vocal leader. When adversity hits us, just being able to bring the guys together instead of separate. So just being able to bring everybody together, get everybody back focused on one page, on one accord.
You have a new coordinator this year, and Dan Eno's a guy who a little bit more of a pro style, still innovative, still uses some spread concepts, but a little bit different than what you had before in the last couple of seasons. So explain what's new about this Arkansas offense.
The freedom at the quarterback position. I had the ability to go up and re-ID the mic, check runs, get us in certain plays that I know is going to work based off the look the defense give us. So it's a lot of freedom at the quarterback position, which I love, and also just help me prepare for the next level whenever I do take that next step.
Now, you're a runner, obviously. You possess that. You also have Raheem Sanders. You also have a very talented and deep group of running backs. What do y'all talk about, and how do you approach the running game, knowing that you can be part of that rushing attack between the tackles?
My main thing is just make sure those guys are confident within themselves first, and then also just being confident in the O-line that they're going to make holes, and they just got to trust themselves and trust the O-line that the holes is going to be there. But also it's pretty fun in the backfield, just being back there with each running back. Sometimes we get into a little argument here and there about, hey, I'm going to carry the ball, you're going to carry the ball, so it kind of go back and forth, but it's also fun at the same time.
You have sort of emerged as the face of the Sam Pittman Arkansas program because you have been the quarterback during his early seasons. What does that feel like knowing that you are sort of the establishment, the beginning of what you think is going to be a consistent program that competes for SEC titles?
It's very blessing and humbling as well. I don't take it lightly at all. I try to use it as an advantage for a motivational standpoint, just being able to come in from when I first got to Arkansas to now, just all my hard work and all the long days and the long nights, just being able to just go in and perfect my craft, and now starting to see that I'm on the rise to doing bigger and better things at Arkansas.
What do you need to work on this year?
For me, my main thing is just being accurate and just becoming more of a passer than a runner this year, just to symbolize that I can really throw the ball and stretch the ball vertically down the field.
you've seen the pre-NIL version of college football, and now it's been established. What changes have you seen, and how has that affected the way you approach the game?
For me, I was just basically say that the main thing was just being able to just create a platform for student athletes. That was the biggest thing for me. And for me, my situation was being able to give back to my community back in Mississippi, and also just going around to different Boys and Girls Club and charity events around Arkansas. Also, just being able to share the knowledge that was once given to me. So I always wanted to be the person to give back. So it's always better to give than receive. So.